morning and welcome to the Crossfire show on Cool TV Star Times channel 196. I'm Benga Aborowa. We have quite a bumper package for you today, and I'm not alone on the show. I have my co-anchor, Ishoma Againe, and we're also joined by an investigative journalist, Mr. Yemi Olakitan. You're welcome to Crossfire.
Thank you very much. You're welcome.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's been quite an eventful week in Nigeria, and our focus today will be looking at what's the fuss about the pirate radio station, Radio Biafra. But before we get to that, let's look at some of the headlines making the rounds. And gentlemen and lady, quite a lot is happening. We got reports from the presidency yesterday that they wouldn't be the Buhari administration won't extend the probe beyond the past administration of former President Goodluck Jonathan. What is your take on that?
Yeah, personally, I think that is very, very unfair, if you ask me. I think that Jonathan is not the, is not the messiah of corruption in Nigeria. We know that corruption goes beyond Jonathan.
I agree with you, but a lot of people would also say that, you know, in fairness to the Buhari administration, that the onus was on the previous administrations to probe their predecessors, but they didn't do that. And if you continue to probe, let's say you start from, I mean, how far back do you want us to go to Lord Lugard? That the government will be bogged down in probes after probes. It's for expediency's sake and immediacy. It's easier to probe the last administration because of the time lapse. Fine.
And if let's go by your argument, it's easier to probe the last administration. Let him start from Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is a very important, a very strong personality in his party. Let him start from there.
But if he says he's not going to extend beyond the past administration, Nigeria should also understand that that makes it open. So while he's also persecuting the Jonathan administration at the federal level, he's persecuting even at the state level. And of course, mind you, the APC were also in charge, you know, in some states. So that probe is also going to extend to them.
When people say the Jonathan administration, it doesn't mean...
It's not limited to the PDP alone.
And Mr. President said in Washington that he's not going to spare anyone, regardless of party affiliations. And to your question on the person of the Jagaban Bogo, Mr. Tinubu, he was a thorn in the figure of the last administration. He was an opposition figure. If they had any case against him, they would have presented it to the EFCC.
And mind you also...
And if it's just... we've been hearing what he might be corrupt, is this, is that. The courts are there, the EFCC is there, the ICPC is there.
But it's funny because even during the Obasanjo regime, mind you, there were also some allegations and counter-allegations, and even some court cases that were instituted against him. But mind you, even while all of these trials held on, the court reaffirmed that they did not find anything corrupt against him. Now, I know you may want to bear in mind the issue of, you know, former governor of Delta State, Ibori also, and how he was acquitted by the Nigerian court, but he was found guilty over there.
In London.
Well, now let's just look at it this way. Now, President Buhari has said, I will prosecute, and I would not spare any individual, irrespective of your political party. Now he's also going to be working in alliance with the United States of America, that is the FBI and, you know, their other security agencies. So if they indict any member, if they go ahead and they indict the Jagaban, I mean, I see no reason why the president would shield him
from prosecution.
So anyway, I think Nigeria should have an open mind and support Mr. President in this.
No problem. You see, to me, I feel that from what we have been reading, I feel that a lot of people have said, "Oh, Jonathan is corrupt. Jonathan is corrupt." Look, all these things.
But the figures, all these things, the revelations that
all
we're
these
getting,
things,
like 1 million barrels stolen per day.
Unless you close your eyes to the other side. You've all said, you said something like that. Okay, people have been saying that Tinubu is corrupt, but nobody has
presented
they didn't present. Jonathan didn't present
their own
allegations against him. Are you saying it is only Jonathan administration that could probe? I'm just using Tinubu as an example.
That
this president also can probe Tinubu. And my own concern, argument in this is that there's so much focus on the person of President Jonathan. There's so much, as if it's the epitome.
Some of the corruption that happened under the administration is mind-boggling. Vis-a-vis, you know how much was left in the
What's the fact of do you have the evidence?
Yes, we have the evidence. In 1 month,
look,
in a single month, the Chief of Naval Staff, doing his handover to his predecessor, to his successor, said that in the space of 1 month, crude oil theft had reduced by 75%. From upwards of 1.5 million barrels per day to 300,000. So that is a huge difference.
If you ask me, I am not really against probing the past administration. Like I said, both of you said it, that the President Buhari should probe PDP members and APC members and everybody belonging to the past administration. But you see, to make it look to be fair, to be really
appear like a witch hunt.
Exactly, to be really fair. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing in the Bible and the Quran that makes it wrong for him to go a little bit further.
Now, if that is your claim,
then it will look fairer, because if you single out the past administration, because don't forget that corruption goes beyond the past administration.
But do you know what? I think I need to establish this. No.
So let's
before we go to the next story, I need to restate this, Mr. Yemi. Mind you, if you look at the history of Nigeria, you find that some of these people who are still in governance today, or who were in governance yesterday, have been at the backbone of Nigerian politics since independence, from the First Republic down to the Second Republic and to the Third, thereabouts. So you find that if you're going to probe the past administration, at the end of the day, it's still like going way back.
Exactly.
Because some of these people
a link.
Were still there. That link is still there. Some contracts which were given and were never fulfilled and all of that. So that's inevitably going back to previous administration.
What's wrong with it?
That's not what happened at the end of the day.
So what is wrong with it?
But Nigerians should not see it from a myopic point of view.
For practicality's sake, before we move on, if they can't probe the past administration holistically, at least they can look at landmark cases like the $15 billion, $16 billion that was pumped into the power industry under the administration of Obasanjo, and we know what the result is when it comes to power generation in Nigeria. The Halliburton case, those are landmark case. The Gulf War windfall under Babangida, they could look at those cases, but saying they should holistically probe past administration since Tafawa Balewa. 8 years of Buhari administration wouldn't be enough for that. But let's move on to other...
Can I make one point before we move on?
Yes.
That's why we have the EFCC.
But they'll be the ones doing
that's their job.
The
Why don't you give them the job?
Of course they will.
To prove all
the president will not be the one
to
doing
that.
Now we know that President Buhari has been said to be a disciplinarian, an upright man.
So it was okay to be corrupt.
Do you have any contrary opinion to that?
No. Let him take that job, give it to the EFCC. Let them now start from Jonathan and move back to other. You can't just single out one. It's going to be
okay. Let's move on. I was going to ask you, would you say it's unfair if somebody is persecuted, is found guilty in a competent court of law, money is returned and money is recovered, money that could be used for development in the country? Would you say that is a witch hunt when the person is guilty of corruption, regardless of the administration?
If you discover 2 thieves in robbing a community, and you arrest one,
no, it's not.
And you prosecute him, and you leave the other.
Precedent. You know,
even though
the other thief to be the beginning of the end of corruption in Nigeria.
We're talking about
because the next administration, they'll say, we're starting a system of probe.
So if somebody,
the APC administration will be very careful not to soil their hands. Fine. And then the next government that comes in knows that they will
need to also do same.
The spotlight will be on
them. I get your point. If somebody stole yesterday, and somebody stole day before yesterday, and somebody stole day before yesterday, you are telling me that the person who stole yesterday is more guilty than
the person who stole yesterday
3 days
can
ago.
point fingers and evidence on the person
And the one who stole yesterday.
Everybody's guilty. So prove everybody, make it fair, let the agencies do their job.
Okay,
let's
thank you so much, Mr. Yemi, for your thoughts on that. The next story here, well, the Catholic Archbishop of Lagos, Anthony Cardinal Olubunmi Okoje, has called on Nigerians to be patient with Mr. President. Now, he also went ahead to say that the Boko Haram will soon become a thing of the past. And, well, he's also dismissing accusations that the Buhari administration is rather slow in implementing campaign policies. Now, do you think the president is slow with implementing some of these
very
policies?
slow.
In your opinion?
Would you say
He's very slow.
Is he not strategic and meticulous in his planning? Because it says, you know, they're digging up the past, the rot in the past. They're cleaning the stables.
Let me ask you a question. How many times did the president contest for presidency? He contested 4 times.
They didn't get the handover notes. When you're outside the kitchen, it's a different ballgame.
He has got the,
you can see the mind-boggling.
He has got the handover
discoveries we're seeing now.
We don't even have his cabinet ministers.
No, wait. I may tend to disagree with you a little on the issue of handover notes, because if I recall, the current president's emergence in 1983 into military, you know, when he took over power under the reins of the military administration, he didn't get a handover note.
You don't need a handover note.
Exactly, but
military
he knew.
Men rule by decrees. You can
decrees
wake up
and all of that, but he knew the level of corruption. Now I understand that under democracy, he's limited now. His powers are limited under the Constitution. So he didn't want to go the route of military dictatorship and all of that to do some, you know, to carry out his own investigations. And then he needed the handover notes. But what I need Nigerians to understand, well, as regard that, this is my opinion as regards this issue now, is that if you look at the level of rottenness which has, you know, which is not prevalent in Nigeria, I'm talking about, this is way beyond 1999. I'm talking about, and this is extending even during the past military administrations. It's only imperative that the president will not also be hasty, because what he's trying to do now is pull down the old trenches of corruption which has pervaded Nigeria. He's laying the foundation now. So I need to understand why Nigerians cannot give him
I really want to understand on what grounds, beyond the naming of ministers, would you say the president is slow?
Let me tell you.
And what would you have expected him to do in 45 days?
You see, when you see the team that made the President Buhari administration, I mean, the party, I mean, the technocrats, the vice president, all of them, these people are well-read people, and the change demands, the slogan, change, and all the noise, all the ulabalu, what everyone expects.
It was magic.
Not
we
magic.
We voted a politician,
we want to see
action. Yeah, and you're seeing action.
What action?
I mean,
what
do you ever see the EFCC is waking up to responsibilities?
Excuses.
Even electricity supply.
Listen, the first time the president said, look, there's no money. The treasury is empty. Do you understand? The second time he said, something like he's too old or something like that. Later he said he's not too old.
I mean, this,
the other time you are saying there's so much wrong.
CBN governor
Nigerians don't want excuses.
Our external reserve has grown by about $7 billion. I'm telling you results now. External, this is from the CBN governor.
Okay.
In a space of 45 days, external reserve has grown by 7 billion.
Is there anything?
From plugging the loopholes. So he's working. He's steady, he's methodic, and it's taking its time. So I wouldn't agree with you that it's slow. Crude oil theft has been limited to 300,000 barrels per day, and you still insist that Mr. President is not working.
Okay, and state government cannot pay salary. You know,
and
federal government cannot pay salaries.
He has come out to bail out the governors.
We borrowed money.
So no, I need to understand what you thought or what you would have wanted the president to do in that instance. Because mind you, some of this was not caused by his administration. These were some of the loopholes that were caused by the previous administration, which also he is happy to probe. Tell us why you reduced Nigeria to this state.
You are giving us another excuse.
No, this is not an excuse. This is being practical here, Mr. Yemi.
Everybody said that President Buhari is the Messiah. When Jesus Christ came, he said he's the Messiah. He said, come to me and I will give you salvation. You understand? He is the Messiah. He has the answers.
He has a 4-year term.
Not excuses. Look, we are not saying that. And we are not saying that the President Buhari should perform magic. But I want to see blueprint. We want to see an agenda.
Okay,
we want to see blueprints. We want to see what the president is going to do.
I think at this point in time,
all we've seen is, I want to probe this, I want to fight corruption.
We just need you and many other Nigerians to be patient, and you will see all of that blueprint.
No. Energy crisis. How can the president travel to the United States and then he's there to talk about...
We'll get back to that. We do have to go.
We'll get back to that issue.
Is corrupt.
We need to go on a quick break.
We need to go on a quick break. We'll be back shortly. Do stay with us.
Okay.
So, did you like what you just saw? I know you did. It's very simple. If you want to see more, just subscribe to our channel right now.